What did you learn about your vagina growing up?
My mom used to wash my vagina with soap. Any issue that you had with your vagina was a sign that you were sexually active or busy or hambulala. That's why you have an issue. And that's why it was very down low to talk about any issues that you were experiencing with your vagina, because you didn't want anyone to judge you even when you weren't sexually active. You didn't want that stigma.
A certain somebody I like, when I asked him, what do you like about me? Right? Because I didn't understand, why do you like me so much? What about me do you like? And he liked the thing about me that I'm most insecure about.
Who's the woman you perform when you are afraid? Or who's the woman you perform when you are nervous or scared or anxious or second guessing yourself? Who is she?
I technically cannot be fully religious.
Yeah.
You know? Because there are a lot of things that I want to interrogate about this thing.
There are versions of ourselves we bury. There are others we keep secret. There are others we kill. There are others we let shine.
Oh, I didn't want anyone catching me at groove.
Yeah.
If you see me at groove, though, you know it's a good time.
Yeah.
But it's a version of me that I would choose not to put on a public platform.
Yeah.
You will never find a video of me drinking drunk.
Yeah.
I like that. Hello, hi to Go Mommy Dearest.
Hi, I'm Kai, aka Adi.
And welcome to Thought Digest, where we
Amplify conversations
one thought at a time.
Hello guys, this is the first time we're sitting on this couch since the live show.
Yes.
It's been a long time. We were knocked out of the game by, was that a flu or was that a wasp?
I think for me it was giving a mix of flu and exhaustion. I was just
Probably
fatigued.
Yeah. No. It knocked us out, guys. So sorry for not having posted the last 2 weeks. Yeah, but we're back. We've succeeded. Flu 0, kind info 1. We'll see the next cycle what's gonna happen. I understand why you take these things off now.
The ting-a-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling.
So
I literally have multiple. I only wear one now.
I can't do it. Anyway, Unjani.
Giya Pilar, in a sense of, ooh, it's been a long time.
Yes.
That's, but you know, I went to see my father.
Yeah,
right?
I was about to ask.
Oh yeah, I went to see my dad. Round 3.
Boy.
Right?
Please take this for us. Thank you.
Okay, I went to see my father, and the meeting it had great outcomes from it. Yes, and he is being.
Who initiated it?
Him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He initiated it. I don't know how. I forgot how. Wait, let me think. How? I don't know, but he just texted me and said, "Hey, can we please meet? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Yeah. So he was the one who initiated it.
And did you go to Okaso?
No.
Where did you end up going?
We ended up going to Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
We ended up going to Tokyo, and yeah, it was okay. The meeting, the things that were said were, it was a hash it out meeting. Okay, this is how I felt about this. We went from the beginning, when things started not making sense, and he was so intentional. He even had written everything down on a letter of everything, so that we have so he has his thoughts concise and everything. And he took accountability where he could, and I took accountability on certain things as well. And we came to a amicable conclusion. But I think
what was the conclusion?
What set it off for me was when he broke down, saying that he loves, the love he has for me is very unconditional.
Please bring the bag back. The handbag.
Please today I don't have makeup, y'all.
Maybe you knew in the back of your mind.
Shout out.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. How did you know I carry them? I don't leave them behind.
Because you're a girl now.
Yeah.
Now you're a girl in 2025.
So he broke down, just expressing how much he loves me. And it does not make he doesn't feel right about what we're going through and what it is. And he was like, the love I have for you is so unconditional. You're my baby girl. You're my baby. And then I was like, oh, So it felt like, I think because of like everything that we had gone through, it felt like we forgot that. You know, when you forget that, okay, this, like, he forgot that I'm his baby. And then I forgot that I'm his baby. You know, so yeah, that's where most of the
Oh, wearing makeup.
just lip thingy.
Oh,
touched
it's
my
from
lip
your lip.
liner. So yeah, so that's how the meeting went. So we reached an amicable conclusion, and he's been very proactive since. Like, checks up on me. If I need anything, he's there. So yeah, yeah, very
That's
proactive since,
good.
yeah. So that's
Sure. That feels so refreshing from the beginning of the year, because remember our very first episode was so explosive.
It was very explosive.
yeah.
It was very explosive. It was also, like, he said that, like, he's been meaning to have it. Like, he was even praying. He went into prayer about it. And I feel like the praying, I think he also maybe, like, he really thought about it. And he was so intentional. He didn't come to, he's like, before the meeting started, he was like, at the end of this, we must, like, I want my daughter back. So whatever we say here, at the end of it, this is the conclusion I want. Yeah.
And what did you say? The conclusion you want? And you know what? I want to know, like, what was your mindset going there? Like, where was your intention to also reconcile, or were you just trying to hear him out? Were you on smoke? What was it?
I remember I was.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Can you please spin the block again?
Real. Yeah, we must tell Tom, the right person. So basically, when I went into the meeting, I was going in, and that's like his approach, like, was a breath of fresh air. Because what I was going into, I was like, okay, if what he wants to talk about is all maybe how I've reacted to things, which I won't say that my reactions have been the best. Like, I'm very, hyper emotional and dramatic. So if he's only gonna focus on my reactions to things and say, oh, you disrespected me, hey, I want apology, then it's chai for us. Because, like, you're not going into the root of why I reacted that way. So his approach being that, okay, in this instance, at this time, this is what was happening. How did you feel? What was going on for you? What was your thought? And I was like, I didn't like that you did this. And he was like, I'm sorry. And I acknowledge that, and I see that. And then I also saw where he might have misinterpreted something. And it was like a thing of like a whole lot of like things were just bundled and just messy and mixed up. So yeah, it was a productive meeting, better than the one we had in December, way better.
Yeah.
I think the one we had in December, we're just trying to graze through things, and then I think realizing that you can't just pass through things. You need to actually speak about them and unpack them. You know, even if it's your parent, they can't hurt you, and then you say, okay, it's fine, let's move on, because then you will see things as malicious when they aren't malicious. You will already have this preconceived notion of something. So yeah.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the both of you.
Yeah, it's a relief. It's a relief, especially because right now I'm not in like the best place with my mom. And with her, it's not like I'm angry at her, like, per se. It's just that I don't know how to talk to my mom, because I don't think what I can say to her is something that it won't come out nice. And until I can find a way to palette my thoughts well, that's when I'll be able to communicate with her. I think that's what I'm also learning, is that if you can't, it's expressing and being communicative, very important, but you gotta be able to speak well. Yeah.
That's good. Especially, we haven't spoken about this, but one of the things that I missed in a previous episode about confidence is having important conversations in low stakes environments. So it's very good to be able to wait until you can express yourself in a manner that won't be easily misinterpreted or speaking from raw emotion.
Yeah.
So that is good that you're waiting for a point. But you guys are still communicating when necessary, yeah?
Yes, when necessary, yes. It's not like it's like full on silence. It's just like when necessary you are communicating. But I think what she wants from me and the man of the relationship she wants from me, I can't give to her until I've had that conversation. Yeah.
I think, maybe we'll unpack a little bit more maybe in the last episode in this conversation series, which is about the mother wound. Yeah, the last episode is about the mother wound. So maybe we'll unpack that. But I think it's good to look at like one silver lining at a time. And the one silver lining right now is your relationship with your father, which I don't think anybody saw coming.
It was not in our 2025 bingo cards, y'all, but we here.
What was, to be honest? What
Nothing.
Really was
live show was the live show in our bingo cards.
Yeah, actually, we can do a little, what is it called, debrief on the live show. I think in the moment, you get so focused on getting through with the show. But in retrospect, now that people are releasing vlogs and people are releasing even the video that you reposted today, the one that was John Stewart's and Africa Podcast Networks, and the coverage of the event has made me realize how big of a deal it is. Because in the moment, I was like, I gotta get it done.
Yeah, like, let's get through it. We're just trying to survive.
And now I'm realizing that, oh, snap. It's a major deal.
First of its kind.
Yeah, it is kind of it puts a spring in our step, as it should, as podcasters, because this field isn't the easiest to succeed in. You have to say something that matters, and you need to have ears to listen. And I'm so grateful to our audience for your ears, guys. Your ears and your presence on the day was electric, was so affirming to us as well, because sometimes it gets a little, murky. But to have a community of people who love us and whom we love and who came to hear us speak and to speak to us, and that's unbelievable. Not everybody gets that privilege, and it's such a privilege to have so many people who are rooting for you.
People who are willing to pay money to listen to you. Like, that's insane to me. Like, the concept of someone saying, you know what, I'm going to spend, it could have been someone's last 150 rand. And they said, you know what, you are worth it. Yeah. People were traveling at night, risking their safety in the economy of this country for you. Yeah. You are worth it. Like, it's crazy.
It was really affirming, guys. Thank you
so much.
There aren't many things. I mean, we're going to thank you nicely.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. We have something planned. And it's going to be free. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Your thank you is going to be immaculate. But any life updates on your end?
Dude, I don't even... It's been a month, I think, since we sat on this couch. Almost a month. I went to Gqeberha to visit my brother and his family.
Yes, you did.
I needed to recharge. I needed to fill my cup, and family is my go-to always. There are things that you can do, like the spa and the this and that, which are momentary, but the real reignition of that spark comes from family, for me at least. So I spent time with my nieces. My niece calls me now every day. And she's 3 years old. She's incredible. She's so brilliant. She's smart. So she knows how to call me on her mom's phone. And we'll play Roblox. Guys, I feel so old. Like, she's teaching me how to play Roblox. It's so interesting. But I adore my nieces and my nephews, and they adore me too. And it was exactly what I needed to get back to the city and get back to work. Gqeberha is a really beautiful town, windy as ever. Whoever lives, shout out to our Jesties who live in Gqeberha. I don't know how you guys are doing. Gqeberha is horrible, like wind-wise, but the weather's always lovely. Went to the beach, watched a surfing contest. It was so lovely. What else have I done? I'll talk about that in the girl chat. Oh, guys, our conversation series for
this month is Layers of Womanhood. So all things womanhood, the roles we play, the experiences we've had, from, the physical aspect of womanhood to the metaphysical, the mental aspect of womanhood. We're breaking it down, obviously, because it's August, Women's Month. Please get with the program. What else would you choose? It's so crazy how, like, so many people see us as, like, people to speak. You know how many emails and invitations of events to speak on Women's Month we're like, now everyone is booking us for the 8th and the 9th of August. We are just one people.
One people. We are one people.
We just one people.
But it's also, again, it reaffirms that we are an authoritative voice in the media for women, and we've established ourselves to be so. in 2 years. Less than 2 years, actually.
1 year.
1.5.
6 months.
Yes, very much. Let's see. Mentally, where am I mentally? Still focused on the grind. Span.
I can see you spanning, bruh.
Yo,
Proud
cost
of
to
you.
get this money, bro. This is my full-time gig.
You
I don't
spanning. like I
Thank
gotta
you.
give her props. Like
This is my full-time
I got
gig,
it.
bro.
Every time I open my TikTok, it's
I
Kaya.
posted something.
And I'm like, yes, bitch.
No, I'm on a 30 days of content. What you call this? Yeah, I'm doing 30 days of content. So that's why you open your phone and
she's there and I'm like,
'cause
love it, love it, love it, love
and you
it,
know
love
what?
it.
I don't know why I'm doing it. Like it would make sense if there was a goal. I wanted to buy a car or I wanted to move out or anything. No, nothing like that.
You love it.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
do.
You're
So
meaning
there's
you've
no
gotten
goal in
back
mind.
your passion for
I
creating
have,
content.
especially in building my home studio. I'm, getting so excited about creating and creating in all aspects. I'm going to have the set for the daily at home because unfortunately studios closed down. So I'm going to have the daily set at home. I'm going to have, a section for my sit down YouTube videos, a section for my beauty content, fashion, all of that, like art as well. I want to get back to painting. So I'm looking forward to just like creating, constantly creating. And I want to get into the swing of things. But also, I went to this L'Oreal X Meta Creator Day, and they said it was incredible to hear from Meta themselves, and L'Oreal. L'Oreal is one of the major brand groups in SA. They have, I think, over 28 brands under L'Oreal. So you want to hear from L'Oreal. So, and they said, one thing that as creators we should stop doing, and I want to push this message out, is focusing too much on manicured content, right? They call it wallpaper content, where all of the beauty creators, they have the same background, they're all sitting at a vanity, they all have the same voice. The get ready with me style is generic, and they're saying that because there's a new Meta let us know that there's a new AI tool that will suggest creators to brands now.
Yes.
It's no more the brands going out to look for creators.
I saw that.
You are going to be suggested via how well you do with the algorithm, how creative you are, and how frequently you push out content. So that for me was like, I need to get on my wagon because we care too much about the aesthetics of things when the brand is not caring about the aesthetics, they care about the creativity. How much work did you put into this, not how it looks, because you can do very low effort content that looks beautiful, and that's not what they're looking for anymore. And also the new kind of advocacy, the new kind of sponsorships, they call it advocacy, but it's actually sponsorships that L'Oreal is looking to go into, is they're looking to sponsor creators who break the fourth wall. Guys, this is usually content that creators gatekeep and kind of want to keep to themselves because it's the formula and whatever. I don't want to do that. We should all get that bread. Is community advocacy, where you break the fourth wall, essentially making the audience feel like they're part of your life, or you guys know each other, and meeting or including other people in your content. That's breaking the fourth wall and creating community advocacy. So it's not going to do well for you anymore to just be the star of your own show. Yeah. You got to bring people in, which is going to be so difficult for me because I'm so paranoid about building online friendships and online.
I'm the only one.
Only one what?
It's only it's very few. Like you can count us in your circle of people who you have. I think it's not even about building friendships. Just collaborate with people.
Yeah, but the thing is, I need to, before I participate in community advocacy, I want to build the ability to create that space or that differentiation between we are work buddies and we are friends. Because I can very easily blur. I've seen that I easily blur the lines. I'm unable to tell whether this person is not unable to tell, but because I'm working with you, I expect a level of friendship from you. So until I'm able to separate the two, then I'll participate in community advocacy. For now, my personality is going to take the forefront.
Yes, and it's eating.
There you go. I think a very lengthy life update. Let's get into the girl chat.
Yeah,
I think it's Vaginal Health 101.
Yeah, bo.
Is it?
Yeah, vaginal health and wellness.
Vaginal health and wellness. Obviously, the inciting. I just put my fingerprint on this one. Try your biometrics again in 30 seconds. Fine.
I got you.
What does it say?
What did you learn about your vagina growing up?
You know, the vagina wasn't something. It wasn't even called the vagina growing up. It was called ini.
Kitty?
Not a kitty.
Ini?
Different names like imomozi, ikuku. What else is it called? My nunu. Like it wasn't called a vagina growing up. So there's only so much. Thank you, my love. There's only so much education you can provide when you're giving the wrong name to things, right? And even to clean my vagina, I wasn't really taught. I think I would just do as my mom cleaned me. You know, when she stopped cleaning me, I would repeat what she did, which was wrong. My mom used to wash my vagina with soap. But I was a child.
Yeah.
So I think at that age, I guess
everything's
fine. Just wash the vagina with soap. And so I did that growing up until you learn, you know. That's what I learned about my vagina. Pretty much nothing. Oh, I did learn that it was a private part. We called it private parts.
Oh, yes. That was the biggest part, yeah.
I'm grateful to my parents for that because by virtue of calling it a private part, it meant it's mine. Don't touch it. Don't see it. I get to choose I get to choose when it comes to my vagina. So that's also what I learned. But health-wise, nada. I learned it from the University of YouTube.
That's so real. Yeah. I think for me, what I learned about my vagina growing up is nothing at all as well. But we did have like this one class in grade 7 LO where they were talking about how to clean your vagina and everything like that.
What they told you in school?
They taught us in school. Shout out to my primary school. So that was like the only time we really like spoke about. That's when you learned that, oh, you don't use soap there. You do this, you do that. So that's like what happened in primary. But otherwise, in general, like with everybody, it's because like if you can't really say the vocabulary of if you can't use the vocabulary, can you really teach it?
Yeah.
You know, if you're very uncomfortable with saying things like vagina, sex, masturbate, all those things, then you can't really educate anybody. So yeah, I also learned that
we've established that like the lack of education forces people to look for the education in the wrong places.
Yes.
So I mean, I didn't have female friends growing up, so they didn't even have anything to do with teaching me vaginal health. I learned from YouTube. I know it's not a question here, right? But was there a situation that forced you to learn about vaginal health?
No, you know, as I said, I've never had like UTIs or yeast infections. I told you this before. I've never had a UTI, yeast infection. I remember we had this conversation and I said, I don't even know how that should feel or what that looks like or had odor.
So you've never had any regular discharge?
No,
nothing.
Everything is as...
You've never had, you've never experienced pain while you're urinating, nothing?
No.
No. You sure right?
Like, I don't know. But like, I've never had anything wrong. So I never had to like say, oh my God, the color of my discharge is weird.
Yeah.
Let me go and learn.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is this. Let me go learn. So literally everything I learned is now out of choice because I want to learn. Not because like I saw a situation, I said, okay, let me go learn. So I'm only learning like most of like things that are related to vaginal health like now. I guess the water on coochie formula has been working for me. So, like people like who say, no, I need to use like the Gynaguard, I need to use this, I need to use that. Like mine has never given me nothing. So I've never had to like look and seek the extra mile, like, oh, I must drink apple cider vinegar, or I must eat more pineapples, or I must see all these things I'm learning now out of like choice. You know, like how my skin has never broken out and I'm just doing skincare because
how blessed are you? I'm on the other side of the spectrum, guys. I have the most sensitive vagina on planet Earth, guys. This is so just decoded. We're talking about vaginas. I love it over here.
Yeah, no.
It's so sensitive, guys. Like, I've never had a UTI, if I can. No, I've never had a UTI, but I've had yeast infections. And that's from, so what causes a yeast infection is when your pH balance is off, which can be caused by many things, a plethora of things. So using scented anything in your vaginal area will cause a yeast infection. Toilet seats in public bathrooms can cause a yeast infection if you sit there and somebody hasn't cleaned it properly and now your vagina comes in contact with that, your pH balance goes off. Sexual intercourse can put your pH balance off. What else can put your pH balance off?
A plethora of
Even
things.
your diet sometimes can
Makes
put your
sense.
pH balance off.
sense.
Different parts in your cycle affect your pH balance differently because of hormonal changes, and even your discharge changes according to where you are in your cycle.
Yes.
So there are so many reasons for why somebody can have a yeast infection, which is also something that was so negatively painted when I was young, because when you any issue that you had with your vagina was a sign that you were sexually active or busy or hambulala. That's why you have an issue, and that's why it was very like down low to talk about any issues that you were experiencing with your vagina, because you didn't want anyone to judge you even when you weren't sexually active. You didn't want that stigma. But what I learned from the episode that we had with Kotex is that there is a large part of our audience that is also misinformed. So please use this as an opportunity to learn for yourself. Having a yeast infection is not a bad thing. It just means your pH balance is off, and you need to go see a gynecologist. For some, yes.
I wanted to ask, as somebody who's never had one,
Yes,
what are the signs?
symptoms.
What are the things I should be looking out for?
Okay, you look out for an abnormal odor.
Okay.
So there is the normal smell of your discharge, which sometimes it smells like a coin. Sometimes it smells like skin, basic skin. It will have sort of doesn't have an acidic smell, but it has normal. Everybody knows what a normal smell that doesn't smell pungent. The moment it smells pungent, that's sort of a red flag. Not even sort of, it is a red flag. And then itching and sensitivity. So if your vagina is itching or you experience pain during sex as well, that may be sign of a yeast infection. Warts, genital warts, but genital warts can be an indication of something even more serious, so an STI or an STD. But if you're experiencing irritation in that area, so redness, inflammation, those kind of things in your vaginal area, you need to, that may be signs of thrush or a yeast infection. What else? Discoloration in your discharge. So if your discharge is a little yellowish, a little brownish, that may be sign of a yeast infection as well. Or if it's clumpy, it comes in clumps instead of maybe that sticky texture or that watery texture or that creamy texture. Those different normal kinds of textures, it comes in clumps. That might be also an indication that you have a yeast infection. What else? Did I say discomfort? I did say discomfort.
Yes. When you pee and...
No, that's a UTI. So when you pee and you experience pain, that's a UTI. Because a UTI is a urinary tract infection that is on your urinary tract. So where you pee.
We love it over here, Justice. We love it over here.
So a UTI, the giveaway for a UTI is burning sensation when you pee. I've never had a UTI. But again, a UTI can be caused by a lot of things as well. Sexual intercourse, public toilet seats, general sensitivity, vaginal sensitivity, materials. So sometimes when you wear really tight clothing, it can cause a UTI and a yeast infection. So yeast is, or flora, your vaginal flora is a healthy amount of bacteria that exists in your vagina already. So a yeast infection is when there is an abundance of that bacteria triggered by extra moisture. So sometimes even not keeping dry in summer when you sweat down, they're not keeping dry, will give you a yeast infection, because now you've created an extremely moist environment for bacteria to continue to thrive. So there's so many, guys, the vagina it has its own environment.
Ecosystem.
And you need, yes, it has its own ecosystem. And you need to be really particular about what goes into your body even. Because there are, I'll revert back, but there's a certain diet, like alcohol, heavy consumption of alcohol can also affect your pH balance. Because your pH balance and your urinary tract, because that's where, in your kidneys, that's where the water
is filtrated.
Filtrated, whether it's juice or alcohol. And if you're consuming a lot of alcohol, it's bound to affect your
body in general, your health,
your health. So things like alcohol, unhealthy diet. There's so many things, But also recently, I'm trying to move this episode along. I went to you've never been to the gynae? I want to shout at you.
I've been promising to go for an entire year now. This podcast is 1 year, 6 months, and I said I'll go episode 1. I know, y'all. Okay, fine. I'll set my appointment for next week.
Please. You need to. The same way you check up on the rest of your body, you have to check up on your
I
vagina.
think it's because I don't like hospitals, so I don't even check up on the rest of my body. Like, I remember with my flu, my dad was like, hey, go to the doctor. I was like, I'll go. Then I don't go. I remember I even had swine flu and I didn't go to the doctor.
Exactly.
Like,
thugging things out for no reason.
I'm like, yo, guys, yeah.
Anyway.
But I'll go. Yes. Why we need to go to the gynae?
Yes, why you need to go to the gynae. So one of, I'm not particularly sure if it's South Africa or the world, but I'm going to use South Africa just as reference. But the most common virus in South Africa is the human papilloma virus, HPV, right? And now you need to get vaccinated for it. Absolutely necessary, because the human papilloma virus is a virus that can be transmitted through bodily fluids. So sexual intercourse, open wounds, that kind of thing. And it is the most common cause of cervical cancer. So you need to get vaccinated. And they're actually issuing the vaccinations in high schools now for matric, I think grade 11 and matric students.
So are you vaccinated?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, because I recently found out when I went to the gynae, I think a month ago. Yeah, the vaccination is a little pricey, but, you're always better safe than sorry. So I do want to get the vaccination. And I encourage everybody to get the vaccination because, especially if you are sexually active, it is highly likely for you to contract the virus. Because, you know how these men are.
Hey,
so you don't want to find yourself in a position where you have to deal with the symptoms instead of just preventing. Just get your vaccination. But also, you are supposed to do a pap smear every 2 years.
Yeah, that I know.
Just because there are a lot of things that can lay dormant in the body for a while. Even HPV itself can sometimes it lays completely dormant in men. They can be a carrier of the virus but never ever experience any symptoms of the virus. But for women, it can lay dormant and then hit you. And it can lay dormant for a very long time, for up to a year, and you won't experience any symptoms. So getting a pap smear lets you know that you are okay. Even things like polycystic ovarian syndrome, when you have an abnormal number of cysts around your ovaries, that can lay dormant too. So, guys, also I had a health scare because the whole reason why I went to the gynae in the first place was because my cycle was abnormally long. It was about 48 days, 47 days. It was crazy, guys. I was seeing dust. And I was thugging it out for a while until I realized that, the last time I thugged something like this out, I had a precancerous condition in my uterus. I had to get surgery and it was drastic. So I was like, and I think that's the reason why I procrastinated going to the gynae in the first, because I was like, what if I got cancer?
Yeah.
So I was experiencing a health scare, and when I went there, the doctor was telling me all of these things, and when I had my pap smear, he was showing me the scan, and he did a pap smear, and then he did a scan of my uterus, and he was saying, I see you more than one cyst here, you might be a candidate. And then I'm like, oh my God, polycystic ovarian syndrome, mashallah, nothing wrong with me.
Amen.
Okay. But at the time, it was really, really daunting, because polycystic ovarian syndrome, the symptoms of polycystic ovarian syndrome are an abnormal period.
Health 101, guys.
Yeah, get with the program. Get with the program. What is it called?
An abnormal period.
Cycle. Hair growth, excessive hair growth. So if you're growing hair excessively on your upper lip, your chin, sideburns, arms, legs, just an excessive amount of hair. That is, it may be an indication that you could have polycystic ovarian syndrome. Issues losing weight or excessive weight gain, that could be an indication that you may have polycystic ovarian syndrome. Difficulty conceiving is an indication that you may have polycystic ovarian syndrome. Acne, but persistent hormonal acne is an indication that you may have polycystic ovarian syndrome. So what else? Oh, extremely painful.
Periods.
Period pain. Yes, extremely painful period pains is an indication that something might be abnormal there. So you need to get checked up. The doctor did say that when your period pains are debilitating, go and see a doctor. It's not normal to experience.
Dr. Karishma, what
she did say that.
She did say, yeah.
It's not normal, and it may be an indication that something more serious is happening in your body. And polycystic ovarian syndrome it's incurable, but it is treatable. And it's common in people who have a family history of diabetes as well. So get checked. Vaginal health-wise, if you're sexually active, pee after sex, use condoms. Also, the thing that, just to let you guys know health-wise, that the thing that was causing my cycle to be abnormally long is because, remember, in the beginning, at the time I didn't know, but now I realized that it was an allergic reaction to the depot that I was on at the beginning of the year. Last year, guys, I stopped depot in March last year when I found out that it was causing issues in other women, and maybe the reason why some women have cancer and whatever. I stopped it in March of last year, but I was only experiencing the allergy symptoms from November in 2023 to recently. Where are we in? July?
Yeah.
June 2025. It was an allergic reaction to depot. So I want to recant because I remember sitting here and saying, I'm on depot, it's an injection. No.
No more.
No more, please. Get off the depot. I had an allergic reaction that caused my cycle to be abnormally long for a very long time, from November last year to June this year. So, yeah. When you're looking at contraceptive methods, try to steer away from hormonal contraception. Maybe try the IUD, or is the IUD the intrauterine device? Yeah. There's a copper ring. So try those ones.
The ones that fight from
those ones that you can remove. You can remove voluntarily. As for they fight the sperm, they don't
put it in your body.
Yes, try those ones, because I think we've covered in length before how, the health system isn't really in favor of the black women.
No, it isn't.
And
we
so,
did cover, yeah.
If you
just
must
do
use
your research,
yes.
do your research. Yeah. Use contraceptives that work for you. Yeah, I think we can go to the game now.
We're gonna do a part 2 of this, guys, because
there's other things we need to talk about. What's the difference between your vagina and your vulva?
Yeah.
You gotta know all these things. Yeah.
But I think you've learned now that you wash your vagina with water. Also, I just want to share quickly healthy habits you can start now for your vaginal health. Cotton underwear.
Yes.
Use warm water. Oh no, avoid scented soaps or douches. Do not douche.
Guys,
my goodness.
I'm a trend, guys. I'm telling
you, even the yoni steaming and the what, guys. Please, if there's nothing wrong with your vagina, please leave it alone. Leave it alone. Wipe front to back, not back to front.
Oh yes, yes, guys. No judgment. Because that's deep. But no judgment. But stop. Yeah, the other way around.
Yes. Change out of gym clothes quickly. Yes.
What's that thing? Where you put water in it and you use it in the bathroom. After you use the bathroom, squeeze the water splashes up. The bidet.
Oh, well, portable bidet.
Portable bidet.
Yes, I use a portable
guys,
bidet.
please, get that. Yeah. Be in your bag.
I use a portable bidet, so yeah. Change out of gym clothes quickly. Bacteria loves moisture. Or any wet clothing. Change out of wet clothing really quickly. Next week we'll speak about gut health. Your gut health also impacts your pH balance. If you want to have a healthy diet for your vaginal health, include probiotics, so yogurt, fermented foods, and supplements, and watch your sugar intake if you're prone to yeast infections, because excessive sugar can also cause a yeast infection. Thank you for coming into our vaginal health class. See you again.
Vaginal health class where we were all learning. See you again on the part 2. I don't know, is part 2 and when are we going to do part 2?
We'll do it next week, guys. Yeah. I think this is a continuous. It's
a holistic conversation. It builds.
Yeah. So let's move on to our game, period or plot twist. So we're gonna read out statements that a little bit crazy, but it might be a normal day or it's PMS. We need to decide if it's PMS, a PMS symptom, or a plot twist, a normal day. You're just being dramatic.
So, must I start with?
You can go ahead.
Okay.
I need to find WhatsApp on this phone quickly.
So, I slept for 14 hours straight.
Slept for 14 hours straight. Plot twist. I don't know. That can't be PMS. There's like a normal amount of fatigue where you sleep for, 8, 10, 12, 14 straight and you're not waking up.
I was out like a light.
Plot twist. I want to say plot twist.
It was a mix of both.
Really?
Yeah, I was fatigued, yes, from like everything I was doing.
Yeah.
But I was also PMSing. So it just double.
Okay.
Double.
Okay.
So I was like out like a light for a very long time.
Where are you getting these answers? Or these are your personal experiences?
Yeah, these are my personal experiences.
Okay. I blocked everyone in my family WhatsApp group because they were typing haha instead of laughing properly.
That's valid. Plot twist.
I say PMS. And I say that because there's a point in your cycle where everything irritates you. Everything. Even my partner, I don't really want to be around him at a certain point, especially after my period, shortly after my period. Even his breath, him existing, him laughing, him just being gets on my nerves. And that has nothing to do with whether I love him or not. It's just irritability is at an all-time high.
That's
so I think
true.
it's PMS.
I think that's a plot twist. Because I think it's valid. Unless I PMS all the time. That's why I think that's valid.
Yeah.
Can let me give?
Okay, go.
Okay. I ghosted my Tinder date, because they said their favorite ice cream was mint choc chip.
No, plot twist.
That's valid.
Plot twist. What are you doing?
Mint
Because
choc
there's so
chip.
much that leads up to a... Did you say it's valid? Ghosting someone because they have a different ice cream flavor? No, you're just being foolish.
No, guys, like, listen. Like, it could be like it stems from somewhere. Because, like, why do you like mint and choc chip?
It can
Like,
buzz. If you have it like... maybe because the first time you have mint
Like-
choc chip is like... It's a bit of a... What is this? It's tasting like chocolate flavored toothpaste. But after a while, it it grows on you. Even those toppers, when they first released the mint choc chip toppers,
Yeah, I
I was
didn't
like,
like
what
them.
the hell, Leonte, is this? But it grew on me. It can grow on you.
that's why you think that's fine. I'm ghosting you, girl.
But no, guys, no. That could have been the love of her life and she let him go because he has a different taste in ice cream.
Because what else does he have a different taste on? That's weird.
No, you're thinking about it too deep. Don't say it. You're thinking about it too deep.
Okay.
I wrote a 3-page notes app message to my ex just to delete it and cry in the bathroom to Beyonce.
That's valid.
That's PMS.
PMS. Like, guys, do you understand? Some exes have you crashing out. I remember I did that.
On a normal day.
That was actually a scenario I probably lived through.
On a normal day.
I wrote like 3 letters, like, and then I deleted them on the notes app, and then I didn't delete them, but I proceeded not to send them, and then I started crying listening to some Billie Eilish or something.
On a normal day.
It was a normal day, I'd like to believe. Yes, I don't think I was
When
PM.
PMSing.
Yeah, nah.
Damn.
It's because he hurt me, so that's valid.
And that hurt can come up. I
Yes.
remember there was a time I thought I had healed. And I'm just, shopping in Cotton On. And then some Sam Smith song comes on. Yaphela yonke healing.
The healing just went out. The shopping, the Cotton On. It either you bought things you didn't need,
I didn't buy
or
anything.
you ended up
I just
leaving.
froze in the store and I just tears just streamed down my face. I'm like, oh snap. I'm not well. I'm a total.
See, so that one is valid because of we live with these people called men.
I guess.
Okay, I cried watching a KFC ad because the chicken looked lonely.
PMS.
That's PMS.
When you're PMSing, everything is worthy of tears.
Like
boy.
every single thing.
Everything. I can't imagine. Like when I'm PMSing, I cry a lot over the dumbest things, bro. If the tone in his voice was slightly off, I'm bawling.
I could say it's valid because I cry in general.
I wonder what you're gonna be like when you're pregnant.
Yo,
My
guys,
goodness.
nizowabona amasymptom kesana the whole episode. Like, I'm telling you, you guys will see the symptoms. Okay, last one. Okay. I sent 12 voice notes to my therapist because a TikTok said you deserved soft love. You deserve soft love. Like, you
Plot
deserve...
twist. That's not PMS. That's a plot twist. Also, there's a level of safety you feel with your therapist. Yeah.
So you're just like, oh, so really, I'm not really in a soft love position.
Yeah.
Then that's the first 3 minutes. Then the next, so that's plot twist. Okay.
Last one. I got mad at my partner because I dreamed they cheated and they apologized anyway. Plot twist. Even when I'm not PMSing, I apologize for what you did to me in my dream.
So, my dreams are
prophetic.
Yes, very prophetic. So, I color because it's over relationship. I'm saying yes, go to value yenzi. No, like really, like my dreams are very prophetic. It's not funny.
But sometimes, paranoia can incite those kind of dreams.
I'm paranoid when they cheat. My spirit feels it then because like every time I dream. The dream is dream.
No, sometimes when you think about something too much, you dream about it.
So but why are you thinking about it too much? It's because you have a sense of doubt. Your whole relationship, the trauma didn't exist, and then it suddenly spawned in that moment. No, but like,
what if one day, he's working and he doesn't get back to your calls in like an hour or two, and because your ex would also do the same thing, but he was cheating. Now assume your new partner's cheating because they didn't get back to you on time, and now you're dreaming about it. You see,
I guess it's because I'm a very forgiving person. I'm not really like a carrier on of like trauma. Mm-hmm. Like my dreams are genuinely like they eat. They eat.
If only I listen to.
I wish dreams. I dreamt Lotto. Like I don't know why I dreamt.
Same. That's like that's my not biggest qualm, but like. Every time someone tells me they have a prophetic gift, I ask them, so why aren't you a millionaire?
Where's the Lotto? Where is the Lotto numbers?
Why you broke it? Because the fact that you go in, I can see in your house there's a yellow couch. If you can see into people's houses, why can't you see into the lot?
in the Lotto panels room. These are the numbers they are planning for next week.
Rubbish. This gift of yours is not serving you. Anyway, I'm joking. Before
it's a joke. Okay, long topic.
Yes.
The woman I perform when I'm afraid and the woman I keep secret. Sure. So, what type of woman do you perform, or have you wanted to perform, or like thought that's how you wanted to be?
I think I'm going to start with, who's the woman you perform when you are afraid? Or who's the woman you perform when you are nervous or scared or anxious or second-guessing yourself? Who is she? And I think, we have different versions of ourselves that we call to the forefront when necessary. So... And it's so scary because I was talking to my partner yesterday, right? And we were covering marriage and, what makes marriage scary for the both of us. And he said to me something that was it made me think a lot. And he said, I feel like different situations bring out a different version of you. And what scares me about marriage is that I may be confronted with a version of you I don't recognize. You're right. Because... there are versions of ourselves we bury. There are others we keep secret. There are others we kill. There are others we let shine, And I think there can be situations that trigger the 18-year-old you, who was highly reactive. And I don't have control over which one comes to the forefront. I don't have control. I have control over how I respond to whoever's coming. It sounds very multiple personality disorder right now. No, please. No, but I realize that even emotions themselves are a different kind of woman. I don't know how to explain it, but until you're confronted with emotions you've buried, you won't meet the version of you that has had to deal with that emotion. You know, until you are extremely angry, something ignites a fire in you. Right. You won't have to deal with
that version of
the version of you that mimics your father, who has that kind of rage. And I'm being very specific here because my father had an insatiable rage at some point. And it wasn't until I felt that kind of rage that I experienced the little me that experienced his rage. Does that make sense? So my partner's concerns are very valid. At the same time, you have to take into account that when you do make a friend or you get into a relationship, you're not making a friend with the person you see now. And you're not getting into a relationship with the person you see now. You're getting into a relationship and a friendship with a person who has had these phases. You're getting into a relationship with all versions of them, you know? So there are women I perform. When I'm feeling a heavy amount of self-doubt, I perform future me. I perform the version of me that has overcome that already. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, I perform the older sister. Or even just stepping into the roles that I know I carry out very well. Those are the roles I perform when I feel necessary. And I don't think that performing these things isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just how frequently you have to perform that would make it a bad thing.
I think for me, in terms of like performance and who I perform, where I perform, I think I'm very one-dimensional.
You think so?
Yeah. I feel like I'm very one-dimensional. Yes, even in anger, it's still, you can still see the version of me that is not angry behind that anger. You know, I'm very one-dimensional. Maybe the shock could be at how direct I am when I'm angry compared to, because when I'm not angry, I would instead say that, you know, like, I wasn't completely happy about the way you did. But when I'm angry, I'm like, fuck that shit you just did. 1, 2, 3. So maybe, like, that's the shift that would confuse somebody.
Yeah.
But I'm very one-dimensional. I think for me, when it comes to versions and performing and 1, 2, 3, I think I experience it more negatively because I actually have versions of myself that I aspire to perform to please people at certain points in time, you know? So let me give examples. When I'm not a cute, demure, meek girl, that's not me. But then, like, that's what people like. You know, that mysterious girl who comes in and then, like, you want to know what she has. I have no mystery in me. Like, my heart is on my sleeve. You will know me from the moment you meet me, you know? And so I always try to aspire to be. So, like, it's like when I first get into a room, I'm like, be mysterious. And then
why though? Do you feel like
it came from
mystery is sort of like enchanting or appealing
it's
or
very
desirable?
appealing. Like the fact that, you know, like being that unapproachable, that all those things. I viewed those things as like, I guess you like what the version of you that you aren't, like, you know, that type of thing. So I always found those things very like, oh, I want to be that type of person. Like, oh, let me not speak as much. Let me speak less. Let me be less emotive. Let me be this and that, be that and this, you know. And I think it's just growing and getting to the point where, like, I'm just at that point, Guti, you know what, I'm not going to be a baddie. I'm not going to be the enchantress. That is not me.
Yeah.
And that is fine because the version of me that I am is still a very dope version to be. And I said I wasn't going to speak about this, but a certain somebody I like, when I asked him, what do you like about me? Right? Because I didn't understand, like, why do you like me so much? Like, what about me do you like? And he liked the thing about me that I'm most insecure about.
What?
And he was like, nah, the bubbliness. He's like, I love the fact that you walk into the room and your presence is felt in the sense of the joy that you bring into spaces. I like that you come into a room and all of a sudden people are comfortable.
Where did he see you?
And because I told you, I literally avoided this person. Like, it's somebody. So
is he at school or something?
yes, he's at school.
Okay.
So, like, I've been avoided. So this person has seen me interact with people, and I guess interact in in my most authentic way because I was not trying to charm anybody there.
Yeah.
It was like very like comfortable settings and scenarios. Yeah. And the fact that he's like, I like the fact that you talk a lot. I like the fact that you are this, and I'm like, oh my God. like just presenting, be who you are, and then
Yeah.
there will be somebody out there who that
Yeah.
is what they genuinely like about you. They don't want
That's
Miss
lovely.
Mysterious.
It means you don't even have to pretend in the slightest.
No,
So lovely.
like you
Hi,
can
whoever
literally
you
see
are.
the person's joy when I'm like being that version of myself. You
Yeah.
can see how he looks at me with so much admiration. Like when I'm being very bubbly and stuff, and then I just look at him and he just looking at me in awe, and I'm just like,
I'm very high.
baby.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I want to also talk about the women I keep secret.
Okay.
The parts of us that are real, raw, and maybe even sacred. Explore the sensual you, the creative you, the deeply angry you, the grieving you, the woman who desires deeply but doesn't speak it, the one who's spiritual but not religious, or religious but afraid to admit doubt.
The secret me.
The secret you. You know, there's a quote that I really loved for a very long time. It says something along the lines of, the kitchen of lust, the bedroom of desire, the bathroom of anger. There are so many doors and rooms in us women that are shut or locked. Sometimes the men, they come with keys. Sometimes the men, they come with hammers. I love that quote.
That is a really dope quote.
Because it speaks to how we bring out, or we open these doors out. There are parts of us that are hidden. The sensual me, the angry me, right? The deeply sensitive, the spiritual me. And sometimes it is a man. Sometimes it'll be a friend or whoever. But sometimes the man will come and open it, like with consent,
this is you.
gently,
Yeah.
and bring the sensual you out.
But there are also people who come
And
in.
there are men who come with hammers and they break the door down. And however they break that down is the really extreme version of that you is brought out. Because when a door is broken down, you're not met with a peaceful response. You're met with just as violent of a response.
Of a reaction.
So I think of the sensual me when I think of that quote.
the hidden
And how that door was opened. Was it with key or with a hammer? And it was definitely opened with a hammer. I think about it deeply lately. Because, when you're in a long-term relationship, you have to revisit certain parts of your life that you thought you had buried, And I realized that one, that door was opened with a hammer. And the angry me was opened with a hammer. The spiritual one was opened with a key. Especially in this season of my life where I've transitioned spiritually to a whole new lifestyle. And that was opened with key, not hammer, So I keep yapping. Girl, go ahead. Who are the women you keep secret and why?
I'm just so intrigued by what you're telling me. I
Yeah.
think for me, the version of me that I keep very secret is I'm a very questioning person. I'm very inquisitive. Like I'm not somebody who can easily conform to propaganda. And I think I keep that version of me very hidden because that is a version of me that's not palatable to a lot of people. Like, if I were to come here, guys, we come here and we bear our hearts on our sleeve. But if I were to really unpack each and every one of my thoughts and doubts and delve into a lot of things, whether it's spiritually, whether it's the construct of the way we're living, whether it's parliament, whatever it may be, womanhood in its sense, sexuality in its essence, like we've covered these conversations, but we've covered it using the version of me that is palatable to people.
Sure. So when are you gonna let go of that version?
And it's a thing of I think that is a version of me I actually prefer keeping hidden. It's not a version of me I actually want other people to experience.
Why?
And it's mainly because, hey man, life is so hard already. I don't need my thoughts to be interrogated like that as well. I feel like, yes, we come here on Thought Digest and we speak on our thoughts and everything like that. Most of them actually all of my thoughts have been very genuine on this couch, just in a more palatable way. And I feel like that's why then the backlash that we get on certain thoughts that we have doesn't really discourage me from coming back on this couch and coming and sharing again. But if it's like, you cannot have a debate with everybody. You cannot have an educated conversation with everybody. You cannot have, like, you know, the Jubilee thing where they come and put one person and they put 20 Republicans and stuff like that. You are having people who are trying to push their perspective but not have a conversation that flows into, like, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm trying to show you this view type of thing, you know? And we live in a world that is so boxed and so cornered and so rigid. Like, people really think they're fluid. They really think that, no, we are in the era of people who are like this. But we still live with people who are very much molded by the society and by governments and structures, you know? So it's like, I can't have a conversation with somebody that is going to be positive or that's going to flow well with somebody whose mind is still closed, somebody whose mind is still not necessarily malleable, but somebody whose mind is not willing to listen. So I think that's why I keep that version of me closed. Because otherwise I'd come here and say, I technically cannot be fully religious. Yeah. You know? Because there are a lot of things that I want to interrogate about this thing. And then the whole construct of religion and belief is, no, you are not supposed to understand. No, just believe. No, 1, 2, 3. Like, it every time you have a question that they cannot answer, it's accompanied by, then you do not have faith. Because why are you asking? You know,
some things are too deep for your mind
and
to
for your human mind to comprehend. And these are the things.
What about your human mind?
You see, these are the things that we regurgitate and all those things. And I'm like, no. When I'm bringing this thought, I'm not saying that I'm not Christian. I'm not saying I'm not Christian. I'm not saying I don't believe. I'm not saying all those things. But I'm saying that this is another aspect of it that we should open and look at and ask why. You know, why was slavery okay? Why did God give structure on how you must own slaves? Now, when you come with those conversations, now Christians are like, whoo! You know, hey, there's no such thing.
Don't go too deep now.
Don't go too deep now. And it's like, no, I'm not saying that I don't believe in this. I'm not saying that that's not what I like. That's not who I am. You know, I'm very rooted in my religion and stuff like that. But I'm like, why are you so against answering these questions unless it's something that if we answer these questions, are we going to be deconstructing something? And that's the version of me I keep hidden.
Yeah. Well, it's valid for you not to want to share those thoughts and those opinions because those are the thoughts you just would rather not have interrogated or not even question and have to explain why you even think this way. It's good. And I love that even in your questioning, you ask those questions in the right spaces or spaces that feel safe for you to ask those questions. Spaces where those questions become conversations and not interrogations. Yes. So again, it's the whole low stakes environment thing, choosing the when and where and the how of having difficult conversations.
Not everything is a hot take for the internet.
Yeah, not everything is for the internet. I think when I was doubtful spiritually, I expressed it on the couch. Yeah. When I was deconstructing, I expressed it on the couch. Yeah. I think now that I've transitioned, I am expressing it on the couch. And I think, again, the what, the who, the when, the why is always a choice. Yeah. You know? Are there versions of you that you keep secret? Not the version that we've spoken about who we are now. Yeah. That you were. Like the mistress or the delinquent or the mischievous.
The mischievous, guys. Yeah. Like, I didn't want anyone catching me at Groove. Yeah. But I went to Groove so dumb. And I had a good time.
And Groove has the most event coverage. What do you mean you're going to keep that a secret? There's so much coverage there.
I had that version of me that actually enjoys, like, Groove. I actually enjoy that thing. And it's like, oh, my God. And you come on this couch and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And I'm just like, yeah, shame, man. That's like a version of me that in that era, like I'm not as like hungry to go to Groove anymore. It's not what I feel like doing that much anymore. Like once in a while, sure. Yeah. But it's no longer like what I feel like. But when I did feel that way, guys, I was there, shades, head, like cover me. You can't know, guys. I was in the club every week. Nobody knew, like type of thing. That was a version of me I kept hidden, you know, because of public opinion and
Yeah.
perception. Like, you know, I was trying to keep this image, and to be fair, how you present yourself is your currency. And I still wanted to be taken seriously in certain places and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'd rather this version of me is not for you guys to enjoy.
Yeah.
If you see me at Groove, though, you know it's a good time.
Yeah.
But it's a version of me that I would choose not to put on a public platform.
Yeah.
You will never find a video of me drinking drunk.
Yeah.
Like, I like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, no, now once in a while.
Yeah. I never got into Groove, eh? I just never understood it. I'm like, we're spending copious amounts of alcohol, money on something we're gonna pee later. So
See,
come on later.
I never spent money. That's why it was nice.
I just never understood it. I mean, I never spent the money, but watching people spend that amount of money,
that's
I'm
crazy,
just thinking,
yeah.
well, you could have given me this money.
That's
to
so
go do
real.
Something with my life.
That is so real.
What do you
Like,
mean?
that
And
is so
also just
real.
like listening. I mean, if there was a space for, I know there's what's it now? What's this group called? Where they just play Afro beats the whole time.
So the music that was there.
Yes, the choice of music also was highly discouraging for me. I'm like, I don't want to be in this space because I don't listen to this kind of music. So, yeah, you see? So I guess like groove is for people who enjoy a certain genre of music, who
Yes.
enjoy socializing too. Groove is like a social. I
No,
don't have the battery. Oh, I don't like to shout. I don't like noise. I don't like crowded spaces. I don't like
So
confined spaces.
It's not your environment.
It's just not my environment.
Like, it was the piano, guys. I'm such a piano listener. Like, they so like
You are?
yes. Like,
Okay.
I love, like, guys, the only playlist that I listen to is I'm a Piano Lifestyle. Like, that's all I listen to. Ngiyayithanda piano mina shem.
Really?
So much. Like, when I study and then the beat drops, I'm like,
And the
yes.
beat drops.
Guys, it's a good time. So it's like I get to listen to my favorite genre of
Yeah.
music, and I'm just dancing with my friends, and everybody's so jolly and so lively, and it's a vibe. You know, the only thing though is the inability to breathe. That hits me sometimes in the lights, you know, astigmatism. Yeah, so that's why it's the shades. That's why I got the shades on. That's why I like the specific section. You know, like I went to that extent that I had a specific section. But no more. That is to say it's wrong, and that's why I'm saying no more. I'm saying I'm no longer in that phase of my life. I enjoyed it. I had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I want to go to something that's happening next week. Do you,
What is
I want us to go. It's a jazz thingy. No, soul music thing at Topio.
I'm in. I'm in. Soul music, jazz. There's no crowd.
There's nothing. You
there's
can
no-
it's good food, good music.
You get me?
Yes.
I'm in. Man.
See, that's my
Anything
vibe
art.
now.
I was going to say good music, but some people are going to be offended. Anything art.
Good music. It's fine.
Music. Okay, let me say my kind of music
Yes.
related. Don't nod your head. Piano listeners. You guys are a cult. You guys are a cult. Anybody who doesn't like piano, you guys side either. Especially if you're a South African who doesn't listen to piano. Everybody's like,
No, but that's valid. If
What
you
are
don't
you
want to listen,
on?
that's okay. I don't side eye anyone because
Really?
I don't like certain genres and
yeah.
like hip hop guys. Why? Like, can somebody make me understand why Taylor Swift? But that's besides the point.
I mean, there are some good, you know, it's only, if it's torture. Don't say I didn't say I didn't want ya. She has some bombs. I can't lie. She has some bombs. How much time are we in? Okay, cool. I think we can close it. Guys, I know the long topic was pretty short for today, but it's quite a packed episode. Vaginal health.
Yes.
A lot of vaginal health.
Yes.
Knowing, I think what you can contribute to the conversation is the rooms that were opened with key or with hammer for you. Those women that you hid and kept secret, and the women you perform when you're scared or when you're anxious or when you're doubtful or when are you performing? How often are you performing? Are you performing well for a good reason, or are you performing because of self-doubt or self-uncertainty or low self-esteem, those kind of things? So sometimes performance comes from a position of low self-esteem.
Yes, it did.
So let's unpack who you are in certain situations, who you've been in certain situations. And if you want to share, a woman you were that you used to keep secret, like Mpo shared, let us know.
Yeah, and we will let you guys know on more things and how we feel about a lot of things in a very special something. Do you want to explain the special something?
The newsletter!
Yes!
By the time this episode goes out, obviously, the newsletter is out too. The first edition of our joint newsletter is out right now, and the link is in the description box. And it's completely free, you guys. Yeah?
Ruby, it's not free.
Oh, it's free. It's free.
Guys, say Tandy Malienu. Wow.
Guys, it's free.
It's free.
It's free. The link is in
the first few editions of the letter are free, so that you guys can get into the feel of what we are unpacking in those little newsletters.
Yep. So we're not going to give anything away here that's in the newsletter, and we're not going to give anything that's in the newsletter away. But I will say that we have journal entries over there, so you do get to you get a little more into our minds, and our hearts and the current affairs of our lives. The newsletter is also a more frequent outlet than the podcast. The podcast is once a week. We're looking at dropping the newsletter maybe twice or 3 times a week. Yes. So that's a more frequent outlet for avid readers. We're going to be sharing things like our music suggestions, our book suggestions, things we're loving in the week, like products, like fragrances, clothing stores. It's makeup product, everything.
See, the vibe I can give is, you remember in high school when they say write a letter to a friend?
Yeah,
we're going to be writing letters to you guys.
And we also have a community part of the newsletter as well, where we want to hear from you. Write us a letter as well.
Isn't it cute?
It is so adorable.
So now I can give the normal prompts.
Yes.
Subscribe to our channel memberships. Subscribe to to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Like, share, comment. And you know what to do, man.
See you guys next week, Monday.
At 3 p.m.
Love you loads. Bye.